You've heard the buzz, perhaps in family gatherings or online articles. Doctors reveal why one spoonful of this at night melts fat like Ozempic. This phrase sounds almost too good to be true, especially for those over 50 who know firsthand how metabolism seems to change pace. The battle against extra pounds becomes more challenging, abdominal fat more stubborn, and energy at times more scarce. Many resort to drastic solutions, like injectable medications that, while effective for many, come with a list of side effects and a cost that isn't for everyone. But what if there's a spark of truth behind this popular claim? What if a simple item, found in almost every pantry, could offer real, scientifically backed support for your metabolic health while you sleep? Today, we're not talking about miracles, but about science. We'll delve deep into studies, understand biological mechanisms, and separate fact from fiction. If you've tried various diets, feel frustrated with the scale, and are looking for an intelligent and safe approach to optimize your health, stay with me. What I'm about to reveal isn't a magic formula, but powerful knowledge that can be a true game changer in your journey. And if you identify with this struggle, give this video a like so it reaches more people who, like you, are seeking reliable answers. The truth is that the process of fat accumulation, especially visceral fat, which is the most dangerous, is intimately linked to what happens with our hormones and blood sugar, particularly during the night's rest. It's a silent battlefield that takes place every night. So, the guiding question today is, how could a simple spoonful of something so common intervene in this process and optimize your metabolism so it works for you, not against you? The secret behind this intriguing question doesn't lie in a complex pharmaceutical compound or an exotic herb from the other side of the world. It lies in a fermented liquid used for centuries in both cooking and folk medicine: apple cider vinegar. Yes, it might seem anticlimactic at first glance, but modern science is beginning to validate what ancestral wisdom has long suspected. We're not talking about a fat-melting potion, but a powerful bioactive agent whose main component, acetic acid, has demonstrated remarkable effects on key metabolic processes. To understand why taking a spoonful of apple cider vinegar at night can be beneficial, we need to look at the research. A landmark study, published in the Journal of Functional Foods, investigated the effects of vinegar consumption on glycemic response, meaning blood sugar spikes after a carbohydrate-rich meal. The results were impressive. Participants who consumed vinegar with their meal had a significantly lower blood glucose response. Now think about what this means in the nighttime context. Many people have their last meal of the day at dinner, which sometimes includes carbohydrates. A blood sugar spike before bed triggers a large release of insulin, the hormone that, among other functions, signals the body to store excess energy as fat. By helping to mitigate this sugar spike, apple cider vinegar can indirectly reduce the fat storage signal the body receives, creating a more favorable hormonal environment for fat burning during sleep. Controlling blood sugar levels is a crucial piece of the weight loss puzzle, especially for people over 50 who have a higher tendency to develop insulin resistance. But how exactly does this blood sugar modulation translate into an impact comparable, in concept, to medications like Ozempic? The mechanism behind this is what truly surprises scientists and gives us the key to understanding the true potential of this practice. To fully understand how apple cider vinegar works, we need to talk about three main scientific mechanisms. The first, and perhaps most important, is improved insulin sensitivity. As the years go by, especially after 50, our body's cells can become less responsive to insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance. This means the pancreas needs to produce more and more insulin to do the same job as before, which is to transport glucose from the blood into the cells to be used as energy. When insulin is chronically elevated, the body is in a constant state of storage, making fat burning extremely difficult. The acetic acid present in apple cider vinegar appears to intervene in this process. Studies suggest it can improve glucose uptake by muscles, acting similarly to some diabetes medications, helping the body use sugar more efficiently, and consequently requiring less insulin. The second mechanism is delayed gastric emptying. This means food stays in the stomach for longer. The practical result is a prolonged feeling of fullness. By taking a spoonful of diluted apple cider vinegar before bed, you can help regulate nighttime and morning appetite, preventing late-night snacks, and perhaps even consuming fewer calories at your first meal the next day, without feeling deprived. This appetite management is crucial for a sustainable calorie deficit. Finally, the third mechanism, a bit more technical, is the activation of the AMPK enzyme. Think of AMPK as your body's master metabolism switch. When activated, it sends signals to burn fat for energy and decrease the production and storage of fat and glucose in the liver. Research in animals and test tubes indicates that acetic acid can be an activator of AMPK. While more human research is needed to confirm the magnitude of this effect, it's a promising pathway that aligns apple cider vinegar with the fundamental biological processes of body weight regulation. These three mechanisms, working together, improved insulin sensitivity, increased satiety, and potential metabolism activation, form the scientific basis explaining why this simple practice has gained so much attention. These are processes that, in fact, address the root causes of age-related weight gain. However, it's crucial to understand that these mechanisms are promising in the lab, but what does real-world evidence tell us? To what extent can we trust these studies? And more importantly, what are their limitations? This is where honesty and science must prevail over sensationalism. The claim that it melts fat like Ozempic is marketing hyperbole. Ozempic is a potent medication, specifically developed to regulate blood sugar and promote weight loss, with clinically significant results, but also with a profile of side effects and a requirement for a doctor's prescription. Apple cider vinegar, on the other hand, is a functional food, a metabolic support. Its effects are more subtle and gradual. So, what does the available evidence actually show us? Several human studies have investigated the effect of apple cider vinegar on weight loss. A well-known Japanese study, for example, divided obese participants into 3 groups: one that drank a placebo, one that drank a dose of 15 milliliters of vinegar per day, and one that drank 30 milliliters. After 12 weeks, the groups that consumed vinegar showed a modest yet significant reduction in body weight, visceral fat, waist circumference, and triglyceride levels compared to the placebo group. We're talking about a loss of about 1 to 2 kilograms during the study period. It's not a miraculous result, but it is a real and positive one. It's essential to note the limitations of these studies. Many studies are short-term, involve a small number of participants, or do not rigorously control for other lifestyle factors like diet and exercise. Therefore, it's impossible to attribute 100% of the weight loss solely to vinegar. What science allows us to responsibly conclude is that apple cider vinegar can be a useful auxiliary tool within a comprehensive weight loss plan. It won't cancel out the effects of a poor diet or lack of physical activity. It works as an optimizer, an agent that helps create a more favorable metabolic environment for your other efforts, like healthy eating and exercise, to yield better and more consistent results. Knowing that it's not a magic solution, but an aid, is the first step to using it intelligently. Now, the crucial question is, how can we incorporate this spoonful of apple cider vinegar into our nighttime routine safely and effectively to maximize its potential benefits without taking risks? Safe implementation is key to transforming knowledge into results without causing harm. Using apple cider vinegar incorrectly can not only negate its benefits, but also cause problems. Therefore, let's move on to practical and safe guidelines. First, product choice. Always opt for apple cider vinegar that is organic, raw, unfiltered, and with the mother. The mother is that cloudy substance at the bottom of the bottle, composed of strands of proteins, enzymes, and beneficial bacteria, which are considered the most potent and healthy part of the vinegar. Second, dosage. The most commonly studied and considered safe dose is 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, which is equivalent to 15 to 30 milliliters. For nighttime use, starting with 1 tablespoon, 15 milliliter, is ideal. More is not necessarily better and can increase the risk of side effects. Third, and this is the golden rule, always dilute the vinegar. Never, under any circumstances, drink it neat. Acetic acid is highly corrosive and can seriously damage your tooth enamel and esophageal tissue. The correct dilution is 1 tablespoon of vinegar in a large glass of water, about 200 to 250 milliliters. To further protect your teeth, consider using a straw and rinsing your mouth with plain water afterward. The best time to consume this mixture is about 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. This gives it time to start working in your digestive system without directly interfering with sleep. It's important to be aware of potential contraindications. People with gastroparesis, a condition that slows stomach emptying, ulcers, or severe gastroesophageal reflux should be very careful, as vinegar can worsen symptoms. Furthermore, apple cider vinegar can interact with certain medications, such as diuretics and insulin, potentially affecting potassium levels. Following these guidelines is fundamental for safety, but there's another crucial aspect that must never, ever be ignored. The truth is that no health hack, however promising, operates in a vacuum of a complete and healthy lifestyle. The idea that a single spoonful of any substance can solve a complex problem like weight gain is seductive, but fundamentally flawed. Apple cider vinegar is not a free pass to ignore the pillars of health, especially after 50. It should be seen as a catalyst, a small boost that potentiates the effects of an already healthy lifestyle. Let's put this into context. Imagine your body is a car. A healthy, nutrient-rich diet is high-quality fuel. Regular exercise is engine maintenance. Restorative sleep is garage time for necessary repairs. In this analogy, apple cider vinegar would be a high-performance fuel additive. It can make the engine run a little more efficiently, but it won't make a car without fuel move, nor will it fix a broken engine. For the over 50 demographic, the diet needs to focus on high-quality proteins to combat sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, fiber from vegetables and whole grains for gut health and satiety, and healthy fats for brain and hormonal function. Apple cider vinegar complements this wonderfully by aiding digestion and blood sugar control of these meals. Similarly, physical activity is non-negotiable. The combination of cardiovascular exercise for heart health and strength training to build and maintain lean muscle mass is what truly accelerates metabolism. Muscles are metabolically active tissues. The more muscle mass you have, the more calories your body burns at rest. Apple cider vinegar can help the process, but it's exercise that builds the metabolic furnace. And if you're enjoying how we're delving into the topic with seriousness and science, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Our commitment is to bring you information that truly makes a difference in your health, based on evidence. And finally, sleep. Taking vinegar at night aligns perfectly with the importance of sleep for hormone regulation. A poor night's sleep increases cortisol, a stress hormone that promotes abdominal fat accumulation, and dysregulates ghrelin and leptin, hunger and satiety hormones. Therefore, the nighttime ritual with apple cider vinegar should be part of a complete sleep hygiene. And speaking of making a difference completely and safely, the most important piece of this puzzle is always individualized guidance, which is why, before making any changes to your routine, we need to have a very serious conversation. We now arrive at the most important part of this entire video, the golden rule of responsible health. Nothing replaces the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. The information we share here is based on scientific studies and aims to educate and empower you, but it does not constitute medical advice in any way. Each body is a unique universe, with a health history, pre-existing conditions, and medications in use that need to be taken into account. Before starting regular use of apple cider vinegar or any other supplement, it is absolutely essential that you talk to your doctor or a nutritionist. Why? Because they know you. They have access to your complete medical history and can assess whether this practice is safe and appropriate for your specific case. For example, as mentioned, apple cider vinegar can affect blood potassium levels. If you are already taking diuretic medications for high blood pressure, which can also lower potassium, the combination could lead to hypokalemia, a dangerous condition. Similarly, if you have diabetes and use insulin or other glucose-lowering medications, adding apple cider vinegar without medical supervision could cause a sharp drop in blood sugar, leading to hypoglycemia. People with chronic kidney problems or low bone density also need careful evaluation, as excessive acid consumption can overload the kidneys and affect the body's mineral balance. The internet is full of hacks and miracle promises, but true health wisdom lies not in blindly following trends, but in using quality information to start a productive conversation with the professionals who care for you. Viewing your doctor not as an authority to be feared, but as a partner in your wellness journey, is what separates a random attempt from a successful, safe, and lasting health strategy. And it is with this mindset of partnership and the pursuit of real, sustainable results that I want to conclude our reasoning today. So, let's recap our journey. We started with a viral and sensational question. Doctors reveal, why 1 spoonful of this at night melts fat like Ozempic? Walk. Instead of accepting this claim at face value, we dissected it with the blade of science and common sense. We discovered that this is apple cider vinegar, a simple substance, yet with complex and fascinating mechanisms of action. We saw that it doesn't magically melt fat, but acts as a powerful metabolic adjunct, mainly through improved insulin sensitivity, increased satiety, and potential stimulation of fat burning via AMPK activation. We explored the real evidence, which points to modest, yet consistent, help in managing weight and visceral fat, highlighting that it's an optimization tool, not an isolated solution. We learned the correct and safe way to incorporate it into our nighttime routine. Always organic, with the mother, diluted in water and in controlled doses. And, most importantly, we reinforced the non-negotiable truth that no strategy works without the pillars of a nutritious diet, consistent exercise, quality sleep, and, above all, your doctor's approval and supervision. The final answer to the initial question is therefore more nuanced and infinitely more useful than a simple yes or no. Apple cider vinegar is not Ozempic, but it can, for the right person and used the right way, be a valuable ally in the complex battle against weight gain after 50. Helping to regulate the same systems that potent medications target, albeit in a much gentler and natural way. You now have the knowledge to go beyond the catchy headline and understand the science behind the practice. Now I want to hear from you. Did you already know about the benefits of apple cider vinegar? Are you thinking about talking to your doctor about it? Leave your comment below. I'll make sure to read and interact with our community. And if this video helped you understand the subject better, share it with that friend or family member who could also benefit from this clear and unexaggerated information. Together, we build a healthier and more informed community. A big hug, and see you in the next video.